clearly, I think there needs to be some more oversight in how we implement bonds.
Austin leaders calling for more oversight after a KXAN investigation reveals $140 million sitting unspent from voter-approved bonds dating back to 2000.
It means a lot of projects you voted for have yet to break ground, including plenty meant for public safety.
Tonight, KXAN investigator Kylie McGivern takes the concerns we're hearing from you straight to City Council.
At the corner of East St. John's and I-35, a reminder of what's seemingly forgotten, a reflection of how many in this Northeast Austin community feel.
That's where the anger and the disrespect is.
BJ Taylor has lived in the St. John's neighborhood since childhood.
We have people who, generations of families here, and some of them, they don't know who to trust anymore.
Austin voters trusted a 2006 bond they approved would bring a new police substation and courthouse to this old Home Depot site. That never happened. The city bought the property, including a neighboring old car dealership, but didn't have enough funding left over for construction.
I hate seeing all them trash cans on Home Depot property.
So, neighbors are coming together now.
I really wanted to see something beautiful come from this.
To create a new vision for the site.
I think the neighborhood needs to have a little bit more stuff like for the kids.
The one singular aspect is the children.
Someplace where they can stay out the streets.
Councilmember Greg Kussar's office is leading the effort.
We know Austin has a history of neglecting this part of the city.
Listening to neighbors who've had enough to come up with a recommendation for the property to benefit the community.
If I'm a voter and I vote on something, I expect it to actually happen. How do you explain what happened at that Home Depot property?
It's been something I've been a critic of.
Which is why he says his office is involved, calling it his responsibility for voter-approved bond projects.
To make sure that that promise is kept. Some things get slowed down in the construction process or in the bidding process. But that should no longer be just an easy out, because sometimes that out gets taken multiple times.
What do you and other council members plan to do to make sure that these projects actually see the light of day?
You know, I think that it's just so different now that you have the city council district form of representation.
Kussar says voters can look to the current rollout of the 2016 mobility bond, the first bond approved under the new 10-1 council.
We made a promise to make those projects be accelerated, to start breaking ground already. You can already see miles of sidewalks being built all over the city, and hopefully they'll be able to see that difference in the mobility bond, and hopefully that will continue to build trust for the bonds moving forward.
We are doing the best that we can to create the input for making this a resource that pays for itself.
Councilmember Kussar says he expects to hold a bigger town hall here in the St. John's neighborhood this summer and plans to come back to council with recommendations for the property by the end of the year. When it comes to implementing city bonds, another factor he says is different is the city is now trying to purchase the land and the building all in one go to avoid awaiting on remaining funding like in the case of this Home Depot site. Council will have to vote on whether to put a bond to voters by August. Kylie McGivern, KXAN Investigates.
Thanks, Kylie. As leaders look for more oversight, they are also considering asking voters to approve another bond this November. This one totals $851 million.
It includes $44 million for fire facility repairs and 3 new fire stations, and another $25 million for EMS facility upgrades. For a closer look at what voters could be considering at the ballot box, check out our complete coverage in the investigative section of KXAN.com right now.